Hi. Oh no, I missed 11:11. I missed 11:11 on my laptop. I saw 10:10 because I'm looking at my laptop. It said 11:10 when I opened it. I was like, oh, that means it's 10:10 my time. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Patrick. This will be real short. I literally, kind of, sort of, just woke up. I woke up earlier. I woke up at like 3 something, stayed up until like 5 something. When the sun came out, I went outside. I did a little something on the Legacy channel. Um, Honestly, I did cut it a little short because my dad went out and started working on the car, but it was basically over. Um, and I had 2 dreams last night. I think I titled this like Random Dreams or something, right? And the first one I had before I woke up at 3 something, I was MAD. I was mad, yo. Um, so I had a dream that both of them involved some kind of functions, like a get together with family and our friends. The first one was more friend centric. The second one was family centric. And I guess I don't necessarily have to go all the way into the capital D Rama of the dreams. But in the first one, what came to mind or what it focused on was an old way of being. Like, yeah, I titled it Dreams. Okay. So this will be fairly short. And then I actually want to come back and pull some SKT for the month coming ahead and not spend as much time as I did with the whatchamacallit. But girl, because I need something a little bit deeper than just whatever that was. So excuse me. So I used to do this thing where like I'd get really mad at people and just cut them off and be done forever. And in the first dream, like that was the issue that sort of came up. And so I haven't necessarily consciously done that in a minute. So I don't know why that was re-eliminated to me. But maybe it's like old patterns and old ways of being that I need to let go of. And of course, it's like, as an individual who sometimes claims to be a part of the collective, it was just interesting. And then in the second dream, it was a whole bunch of drama that literally goes all the way back to childhood. And it came up. It was kind of sort of provoked at first. It was provoked, not gonna lie. Um, but it came up and it involved a whole bunch of stuff. And then there was someone that was like, well, we're gonna take legal action against you because of blah blah blah. And one second. And so whole bunch of drama. They were like, we're gonna take legal action, we're gonna say you did that. And then I was like, I didn't even do that. I was like, no, nope. If y'all saying I did this, because at first I was gonna let it go, right? But I was like, you know what? Since I'm right here, let me grab somebody's phone. Let me go take some video evidence, timestamp, date it. If y'all said I did this, let me see, right? Because I want to like, if I leave it alone, y'all gonna have time to go in there and do whatever y'all claim I did. But if I go in there right now, then I can be like, where's the damage, sis? Where is it? And then they're like, oh yeah, well, we just did all this um to like try to make a point or to try to prove something or whatever. I'm like, really? Really? It's that serious? Okay. And I got that confession on camera. um and then it was like there were more and more people who were just floating around, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? I ain't got time for the drama flies. And so by the end of the dream, I'm trying to get in contact with Walmart to pick up the groceries I forgot yesterday. It's not the first time I've done it, unfortunately. It happens like between every ninth and every 15th trip to Walmart. I'll just forget one bag. It may have any number of items in it, but I'll forget a bag just sitting there. So I'm trying to call and see if somebody turned it in or if they have it. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And so by the end of the dream, it's like folks were trying to, and again, I guess it kind of sort of goes back to the first part of the dream where someone was asking me to calm down. I was like, no. Someone was asking me like to talk. And in the first dream, what happened? I don't even know too much what happened. But again, it was some kind of function and we were playing kickball, but it was like with one of those beach balls, but it was a huge one, right? And so then when it came time to switch sides, and I played like the outfield first. Um Somebody was like throwing stuff at me and I could tell he was mad the first time he threw it, but I just caught it. Right. And then he threw something else. And that's when I was like, see, no, you need to leave. And I guess it was my function because I told him to leave. And he wasn't leaving. And he was trying to talk to me. I was like, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. You need to go. Because I was ready to pop off. And I ain't popped off in a while. And so my mama was somewhere around and his mama was also there. And I was like, can you tell him to go? And his mama was sitting there. I was like, yeah, and y'all know how I am. So y'all need to go. Like, you can stay, mom, but your son needs to go. And he was like, you don't even know why I'm mad, am I? You don't even know why I'm mad. I was like, I don't care why you mad because you came at me sideways, reckless, for no reason. And if you want to have a discussion about why you're upset with me, then let's have a discussion. Let's have a talk. You don't start by attacking me and then being like, you don't even know why I'm mad. Girl, bye. I don't care. At this point, I don't care because I'm mad. So in the second dream, towards the end of the dream and the first part of the dream, it was like some shock and some disbelief or whatever. I was like, you know what? I'm over it. I'm out. And then towards the end of the dream, some folks were like, well, it wasn't that bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's just talk about it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm not here to talk about anything. I'm gone. Peace. I'm out. And so at the end of the dream, I went to go sit somewhere else. I tried it like more and more people started showing up. And I'm like, it ain't none of y'all business. And I don't even remember because I had left. And I don't even remember why I too much went back. I think I forgot my phone or something. But at one point I was like, I'll just leave it and I'll send somebody else to get it to retrieve it because I'm over it. And there was a girl. I couldn't see her face. But she was in this other area, and then everyone was told to stay where they were because folks were starting to bother me. And then I went over to a different area where it was less crowded. It was just this one girl sitting there. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna chill out for a second because I had to wait for whatever it was. And so this other girl comes up, and I'm like, y'all, you need to go back. Like, you were told to leave, or you were told to stay where you were. And she was like I need to be here. I was like, no, you need to go back. And she was like, you don't understand. And then she started talking about some hime sama, which is like princess or whatever in Japanese. And I was like, oh snap. So the girl whose face I couldn't see, she was like royalty. So then, like, in my dream subconscious brain, I'm trying to like work through all the Japanese I got. I wanted to start by saying excuse me and I'm sorry, but I started with hello, which is like hajime mashite, right? And then I was like, oh, sumimasen. Uh, but then I asked the other girl, I was like, can you please leave? In Japanese. And I tried to use, it was like, oh, what was it? I remember I used the te itadakenai deshoka, which is like super, super polite. Um, like if you use te kudasai, that's like generally polite, but like te itadakenai deshoka is like the most polite you can be. Because she was like royalty girl. And then the girl looked at me. I still couldn't see her face because she had like bangs that covered her eyes, but I could see her lips and they were painted. Yes. And she either said my name or she said hi in English. I was like, and then she was like, what you said or what you did ignited a fire within people and it can't be undone or it can't be controlled or something like that. And I was like, okay, but can they leave me alone? But yeah, it was just interesting. It was a really interesting little dream. I don't know what it means, but I guess like with that Capricorn eclipse, whatever has been set in motion has been set in motion. And now here I am like, oh, let me get in this receptive mode. I'm like, oh, thank the Lord, I can sleep again. Then I have these dreams. I'm like, okay, so we really about to start like we starting right off the bat with that deep stuff. With that deep stuff. And both of these things I thought I was over. For more or less. I can still sometimes be a little bit final when I reach a judgment. And if I'm upset or mad, I can be a little less understanding, which is why I try to chill, right? Um, but in the second dream, like the fact that she popped up at the end out of nowhere, I'm just like, oh. And she was talking directly to me too. And it didn't seem like she was super like regal, but and even though I couldn't see her eyes, it's like when she looked at me and she spoke to me, something within me knew that like she was like to be respected above anything else. And I was surprised. I was honestly surprised that she addressed me directly because before I even really had a chance to interact with her, because I had just sat here and everybody else was bothering me. It's like as soon as I sat down at that table, someone else came, like her retainer or whatever. And her retainer was the one talking to me, trying to get me to understand who this person was. But again, she was talking in Japanese. So I'm like, all I remember is like Hime sama. I'm like, oh snap. And so I just assumed that she would speak Japanese too, you know? Because it's like, but yeah, when she looked at me, she was like, you started something that can't be stopped. And so it's going to grow and it's going to grow and it's going to grow. There are going to be more and more people who join this wave. And you can't act like you bother, girl. You can't. Be careful what you initiate when you start. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to come on and talk about that, just to honestly vent a little bit for some reason. Because that first dream was heavy. Like I woke up kind of mad, and then the second dream was like it was a lot. Um, because I feel like for the first time, I kind of sort of really talked about some stuff that I've kind of sort of been carrying my whole life. And it incited some stuff. And I was just like, I'm done. I was just like, I'm done. And then there was an opportunity of escape, and I was going to take it. And when I was running away, that's when it was like we were in this huge, like, semi truck, like a moving truck. It was huge. And in the bed, or not in the bed, but in the cab, I think you call it, the actual part where the driver sits, right? There was like some room, and there were like a bunch of little kids. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, get out of here. Leave me alone. I'm trying to run away. And then one of the kids was like, I'm hungry. I'm like, girl, we just came from a function. It was a little boy, but still. I was like, girl, we just came from this whole function where it was some food. We ain't about to stop for no food because A, you should have ate when you was there. And B, ain't nobody too much to tell you to come. I'm on a mission right now. I'm trying to escape. I'm trying to escape, like Ellen said, and find a Nemo. And and then we ended up like passing a Wendy's, and I was like, nope, we ain't stopping. And there were some other people in there who were kind of sort of stressors, I'll say. And they were trying to ride with me. I was like, no, see, you part of the problem I'm trying to escape from. What are you doing? But then I guess like it came to the point, and at this point, again, this is related to some stuff that happened when I was a kid. But at this point, when I was talking to this person in particular, we were older, like the age we are now. And so I guess that involves an element of growth and evolution of change. And it's like they were starting to see it in a different way. And I guess they were sorry for whatever role they played. And honestly, it's like things have changed and shifted so that the issues that were an issue then, like 99 and a half times out of 100 or percent, um, like it's changed. It's different. There's nothing like what was is not currently what is. And even though there is a difference, and even though consciously for the most part I'm over it, I guess subconsciously I'm kind of not, or it was just to highlight and illustrate and illuminate something. I don't know, either or. And at first I was like, well, maybe this is something that's like about to be going through the psyche of the collective. But it was like so personal to me and my life, which it still could be going through the psyche of the collective. And we're all going to be sort of addressing these things from the deep past. Um, and some of the sort of mindsets and the ways of being that they've created. Because honestly, it's some stuff like that. That's the reason why I like kind of hardened my heart in the first place. I went more stoic and isolationistic. I was like, I don't need nobody, and I want to make sure I don't need nobody. So even the people I did engage and interact with, for the most part, there was still a wall somewhere that they wouldn't cross. Because if I cut them off, I needed to be okay with not having them in my life. So I guess it's time for all of that to come down, even more so than it was before. So, um, but I guess it could still be that. But it was just shown to me in a way, or it could just be me, girl. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that as soon as I get some sleep and I'm like, okay, it's time to focus on me, like the world, we've already put a lot of stuff in motion that we need to work through. Like now, like all of that stuff that's already up and all the stuff that we're currently working through in the light and in the shadow needs to be addressed. Because if we overpile the plate, there are going to be more and more leftovers that just get thrown in the garbage. And it's important that we ingest and digest and process as much as we can right now so we don't want to overload it. Um, but yeah, I was on my way out, and then for whatever reason, I went back. And when I went back, there was one person in particular, and she was like, "Okay, let me hear what you got to say." And I was talking to her, girl, and I was met with acceptance and validation, and I started crying. I started crying because I was like, "Wow, like maybe if I would have went to you in the first place." It just felt like there was a lot of baggage that I was carrying that I didn't have to. And it honestly almost felt like not only like did I not have to continue carrying it, it was almost like I never would have had to carry it. But there are some things that we just kind of sort of keep inside of us, right? And excuse me, it was actually after I talked to that person, after I softened up, I went back inside to do whatever. I still don't remember. And then that's when Hime Sama showed up. And she was like, "You done started a fire, girl. What'd you expect? You ain't do it in no fire pit." So anyway, again, I don't know. Those are the dreams I had. I'm gonna be coming back with the SKT at some point today. Because I want to see if like any deeper energy comes out with this next upcoming month. Um now that because I think Some of that was like pre-eclipse up to the eclipse, but I don't know. It's just something about that receptive mode um, that I want to dig into, or maybe not. I don't know. But I'm gonna shut this down here, y'all. I hope y'all have a good whatever whenever you see this, and I hope you are acting in alignment to make it good or better, to make it better. I hope you are having a good, and I hope you're doing something to make it even better. And sometimes doing something to make it even better isn't necessarily extremely active. Sometimes it's just processing the things that can't, you know, some things highlight and illuminate themselves to be addressed. And this was extremely personal. I feel like more so than anything, it was just the way that I react to things, right? Because in the first dream, dude was like, "You don't even know why I'm upset, and you don't even care." And I was like, "Yeah, gosh darn right, I don't even care. It's time for you to go." And I can't be like that anymore. Um, and it's like I'm very understanding and very patient. But once I reach that point, I'm just hands up, done. I'm not even listening anymore. I don't even care anymore. You're done. You're done. You're gonzo. Donezo. Bye. So, all right. Anyway, bye, y'all. I'm going to hope that Walmart got my stuff because I'm ready to get in the kitchen and start cooking.